Pej.
And I'm Paul. Welcome to the Techie Desk.
What are we doing today?
Today I thought I'd talk about this new fandangled thing, although it's really not that new. Facebook tried to buy these guys a while ago. Snapchat. So
Is this what you're making me download right now?
Yeah, so it's easier to show when I can Snapchat you and vice versa. So first question you have is, why do I need some other messaging app to send text messages?
Why do I need another messaging app when I've got like 20 of them already?
Because it's evolving more than, just its reputation precedes it in terms of this whole sexting app and that sort of thing. And you send messages and they have a life of their own and they disappear after
You're
a
not
while.
sexting me, right?
No, what I'm about to say is that it's capable of doing a lot of other things besides having these sort of transient messages that are going through.
Got it.
They're creating kind of their own ecosystem of content. Some big media companies are now using it to push out information throughout the day. And it's short and sweet messages, right? I mean, it constrains you. It's kind of like Twitter, 140 characters.
Right.
They can do video segments up to 10 seconds. And then those things you can add them to a story, which is basically your public feed. And then anyone who's following you can look at your story. Right?
So what I'm doing right now is I'm creating an account.
Right. So once you make an account, it doesn't really help you find people. So it does rely on your other networks, Twitter and Facebook and so on, to actually find somebody. And basically they have their own internal QR code type way of adding somebody. You create a profile after you create your account page, and
why don't you give us a quick demo of what it is?
Right. Sure. So once you've actually added people that you want to follow, you can go in and see whenever they've put in a snap. And then you can discover new media outlets, so CNN or Mashable or whatever, and you can see all of their stories as well. And of course, you can send direct messages to any person that's in your address book. And a message can be text or it can be video with funny overlays and effects, and I think that's where it starts to come into its own, where it's really sort of a fun way to send interesting and funny messages to people. And give them quick updates on what's going on. And again, it's sort of transient. It isn't some long feed or whatever. If you don't watch it, it's going to disappear after a while, and that's the way it works. So let me just go to National Geographic. And this is like rich type media, right? So they're going to have a snippet of a story with some sort of, clickbait type thing. And if you want to know more, you scroll up and they'll have links to their information. And you can consume it that way. So it's a really nice, I'm in a line, I just want to get an update on a few things. You go in, you're not reading this ginormous, Facebook feed or something like that. Again, it's all about the people that you follow and about the type of content they put in. But it's almost like, hopefully it's not, what are you eating for breakfast type of things. But like with every kind of social media, depending on who you're following and how interesting they are, then they're going to have interesting content that you want to follow. So you follow people that have interesting things, and that can take a while to sort of figure out, especially since this is a newer platform, at least for the older generations, right? Definitely the younger generations are all over this thing for various reasons, but I think it's catching on now because I think the media companies and some big names are starting to use it more, and I think it's fun. It's, people I think are tired of the long form stuff. Has a place, right? This is short, and it's not relying just on text. It's photos and these short little videos, which you can stagger together. If you want to have a longer thought, you just have several 10-second clips, streamed together. You add those to your story, and then people can see it within that 24-hour period. The first thing is to use this app, you really got to play around. Like, it breaks every UX friggin' rule.
Design.
And I think that's kind of the point, that it's not conventional and
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so it's very topical, right? So you're going to go in and find out what's going on tonight, and this is premiere of the next season of Game of Thrones, so that's what you're going to see. And I think kind of the transient quick hit nature of it is what's appealing. It'll take the media outlets time to figure it out, but I'm surprised in how many have already adopted it and how compelling the content is to check. So check it out. That's Snapchat. It's on iOS and Android.